Hey, welcome. I kind of wanted to talk today about some things I was working on as part of this coaching, uh, the live video class thing I'm going to be doing. I had to fill out a pamphlet, or not a pamphlet, I guess a questionnaire, just basically going over some things to be prepared for this actual live class to get my certification. And one of the things on there, it was talking about the different areas of your life, and it was talking about um, what is something that you'd like better, and then what is causing the block. Like, what do you think is causing the block? What is it preventing you from? But anyway, so I was filling this out, and I got to realizing there was a theme, and I never realized that abundance and time and my progress, my feeling rushed and feeling like, part of that has motivated me to get things done when I'm in the flow, last minute things. But also, I realized that because I don't necessarily schedule things, I kind of go with the flow. But I'm definitely going to start working in a fluid schedule so that I at least have things that I have to get done within a certain time of the day to help myself get motivated. Because then if I don't have those things to where I can check them off, even if it's just a theme with several things I want to accomplish that I accomplish once, then tomorrow I'll do the next one. So that'll help me keep focused and keep the time from slipping away. And before I know it, the day is over with, you know. But what I found out is that the lacking mindset. I mean, I've dealt with the mindset of a lack of abundance. I'm pretty on top of that right now. My relationship with money in general. I've broken down a lot of barriers, especially my self-confidence and my worthiness. I'm still working on it, but I thought I had a pretty good grasp on that, but I realized that there's something that flows, like I said, with my time and my feeling like I'm behind, feeling like things aren't getting accomplished like I want them to or how I expect them to be. I mean, obviously I know better. We all know better, but it's a matter of instilling these principles and following them. But I found that the lack wasn't a lack of time. Like, I'm not getting enough things done. I wanted to get this done, and now it's almost time for bed, and I'm trying to get this done and get that done, so I don't get the proper relaxation before bed. I mean, granted, when I lay down, my head hits the pillow, and I'm like passed out, so that's all good. But excuse me, still the lacking of time, the lacking of energy, the lacking of abundance. Like I said, I've pretty well kind of, but I think in healing this, it's definitely going to affect the abundance as well, the mindset. But my relationship with time has always been strange, and I didn't realize that the lacking mindset spread across all these different areas. I thought it was just finances. I never thought about the lack of time or the lack of getting things accomplished or feeling like I was behind. So that's definitely something that I'm working on, is changing the trigger words. And it's strange because the programming, my subconscious programming, what tells me that I don't have enough time and that I have to have everything perfect and that I have to work hard or it's not valuable. All of those things, really, I don't know exactly where they came from. I was raised by my parents split up, and I stayed with my dad and my grandmother, my grandfather, and my aunt, and they raised me till I was about 6 or so. And I'm not sure exactly when, but a little before then, I was in contact with my mom, and then I went to visit her by myself on the plane. There was a deal back there where the stewardess would watch and whatever and help you get to your flights. And so I went to visit, and I ended up staying with my mom, and then she got married to my stepdad, who she'd been with. But as I reflect, like, I don't see where the mindset comes from, where the have to work hard. I don't remember any one particular person telling me this. I mean, I've always been independent. I've been proud of the fact that I did it on my own, which in reality, you never really do anything on your own, But I felt like the raising that I had from everybody was really me absorbing what I was taught. So then I put it on me to say, I erased myself, even though that's not 100% true, obviously. Like, I wasn't by myself, I was with family, but I felt like I erased myself because the way that I absorbed the lessons and thought about it and the wisdom I took from it, and not just my family, but my surroundings, my influences, everything around me, I was continually integrating and finding my way of understanding and reflecting. So I don't see where this came from, this particular programming, because my programs were coming from everywhere. I watched a lot of TV. I read a lot of books back then, audiobooks now, and watched a lot of videos in my younger, well, not in my younger, but like, 2000s when they started coming out and stuff, YouTube and whatnot. But so I don't know exactly where this programming came from, especially considering if my programming is telling me that I have to work hard to accomplish things, that I don't have enough time, I gotta rush and get things done. So it's all this lack. I've never felt lack, until I was a young man married and, had a family to take care of. Then obviously, I felt lack, and not as for myself, but lack for the people around me. And I denied myself in the process. So I guess what I'm really trying to reflect on and work on is the lack mindset that I thought that I had taken care of, and it's still kind of there. Like, I don't stress over things. I don't worry about things for the most part. Things have a way of working for themselves, and that has always allowed me. I've always been okay, and I'm always going to be okay. But it's always allowed me to be just good enough to just juggle and struggle, So I'm beyond that now. I'm getting there, So it's been different, trying to reflect and think about these things and how this works. Is the same way my mind works, in the concept of, if you learn something and then you take something that you don't know and you look for the similarities with the thing you do know, you can understand it a lot faster and learn it faster, because everything is energy, everything is molecules, everything follows the principles and the laws of the universe, or of the earth anyways, when you're on earth in this embodiment. But it makes sense but then I guess I hadn't applied that to the other concepts, like the concepts of lack and abundance. I mean, I thought about abundance being everything around you. It's not just financial abundance, it's abundance of love, it's abundance of resources, which is where finance falls under. It's an abundance of energy. There's no such thing as lack, or so it would seem. So I mean, it makes sense. I guess I just never thought about it, but the more that I apply these things, the more that I think about these things, the more I ponder. So I hope I didn't talk in circles, because that's where my mind is going right now. It's just kind of bouncing all around. But hopefully you resonated. Hopefully you found a couple nuggets in there. Hopefully there's something in there for you that maybe at the very least causes you to think. Sometimes when I listen to audiobooks or podcasts or interviews, I'm doing other things. So it's not 100% that I'm paying attention, but I am. But I'm feeling the energy of the conversation. And more importantly, little things will pop out and they'll cause me to think. They'll cause me to tap in, to connect. And those things cause ideas, inspirations, motivations. And that's also why I listen to them more than once, if they're really good ones. But hopefully today you found some inspiration, some motivation. Use your common sense. Take what works for you. If it doesn't work for you, if it doesn't fit for you, if it doesn't feel right, ignore the things that don't feel right, and then absorb into yourself and into your being the things that do feel right and do make sense and are for you, and run with it. Like, life's a buffet. That's how I always think about it. I'm not going to judge the person that gets corn or gets black olives, or things that I don't want, or even things that I dislike. It doesn't matter to me. That's what's for them. I'm going up there for what I want. I'm going up there for my food. And as long as you're not in my way and you're not getting in my way or preventing me from getting my food within reason, I don't care what you're doing. it's none of my business. So I feel the same way about what I listen to. Take what serves you. Take what feels right. That's how I was in church. You know, I was raised Lutheran and Catholic. Catholic first, then Lutheran. And then when my mom and I moved to Oklahoma, you know, we didn't really go to church. And then I went to my wife's church. And I just took what served me. I took what felt right. You know, I wasn't a part of a religion. I was a part of my religion, my relationship with God and Jesus and Spirit. Now, I don't want to get all religious with you because that's not what I'm here to talk about. But I myself am at a point, I might talk about religion somewhat, not in the negative, but just how it served me in my life. But not today. But anyways, but I am at a point right now where it's about me. It's about my connection to God. It's about my connection to my higher self and my guides. You know, it's really about working on myself and my connection so that I can better serve others. So, if anything resonated with you, if you had any ideas, any nuggets, inspirations, feel free to put them in the comments. If I upset you or I triggered you, that's not between me and you. That's something for you to figure out what the trigger was and why it was, and then work on that for yourself. Not because you're wrong or you did something wrong or because you're broken, but because if you were triggered by something, by somebody else outside of you, that trigger came from inside of you. So the healing, if you feel called to heal that, that is yours. That is for you to work on and figure out what it is and heal it so that you can grow from it. But comments, love you guys. See you later.